In the office, the boss was dead, and Jack, afraid of being mistaken for the murderer, spent the whole night planning his escape, unaware that the real killer was taking the exact same route. Jack stared at the killer, but he was actually just looking in a mirror. The killer, thinking he was being followed, panicked and stepped on the gas. Just then, the radio broadcasted the latest police report. The killer had stolen a black Jeep with flame decals. The killer realized he could no longer use that car, while Jack, ready to take a nap, was told by the driver that they had arrived. It turned out the ticket seller had tricked him into buying a scalper ticket, so Jack ended up walking through the wilderness all night until morning. Thirsty, he picked some wild berries. Hungry, he ate some poisonous mushrooms. Later, he found the Jeep the killer had abandoned and drove straight to a nearby motel. When registering, Jack wrote down a fake name, and the owner thought anyone who could come up with such a name must be suspicious. The owner glanced at the newspaper. The murderer had stolen a black Jeep with flame decals. As soon as Jack left, the owner decisively called the police. Meanwhile, Jack had just finished his shower and also saw the news. He had picked up the car that morning, and by noon they already knew about it. Angry, he punched the wall. It turned out the killer was staying right next door, and Jack thought he'd been exposed. Soon, the police arrived and surrounded the place. Jack wrapped a towel around his head, pretending to dry his hair, and tried to sneak away. However, the police ignored him because his build didn't match the killer's. But the motel owner was about to identify him, so Jack thought of a diversion. Still, the police didn't care about him. The killer thought Jack was reporting him to the police and opened fire on the spot. Jack took the chance to run wildly, hearing gunshots and thinking they were aimed at him. Zigzagging all the way, he escaped to the train tracks and jumped onto a passing train. The killer, who had narrowly escaped, saw him and assumed he was a secret agent. The train was loaded with canned food, and the starving Jack feasted on it only to realize it was expired. He passed out from food poisoning and was sent to the hospital. The killer also followed him there. Worried about being caught again, Jack stole an old man's clothes from the next bed, ready to keep running, but he ran straight into the killer, disguised as a doctor. The killer pulled out a knife and was about to strike when two police officers suddenly walked in. Jack thought they were after him again, but the police mistook the killer for a doctor and dragged him into the operating room. As expected, the operation failed, and the killer pretended to be sad before slipping away. And so, Jack once again narrowly escaped and continued on his self-imagined journey of escape.